Hey guys, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. Stacy Nicole here, just to offer an encouraging word for today and to help those that may be suffering at the hands of a narcissistic abuser, just to offer you some encouragement and some validation for what you may be going through. So today I'd like to talk about the 5 things that you will notice once the narcissist realizes that you're onto them and that the game is coming to an end. When the narcissist suspects that you are onto their games and that you are taking your power back, once you started gray rocking, which means intentionally ignoring the narcissist and starving them of the supply that they so very desire and need to function. Remember, these are empty demonic vessels lurking for supply. They need a constant source of supply. So your suffering, your misery, your tears, your arguing, and not to say that you arguing your point or trying to get validation of your feelings is not justified, but just understand that they feed off of that. They feed off of your energy because they are very empty vessels. So they are needing to keep that energy source moving, so that they can suck up the energy and zap you of your energy. Okay, so once they realize that the jig is up and that they are more than likely getting ready to be discarded, I'm going to let you know the 5 things that you will begin to see from that narcissist or covert narcissist. And I'd like to premise this with some scripture. I love to take it to the Word of God to set the foundation. So we are going to be coming out of Ephesians, the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12, the New King James Version, and it reads, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness, in the heavenly places." So against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. So that word is reinforcing that we're not dealing with human beings. We're dealing with the spirit that is operating through that human being, right? Our flesh, our body is simply the shell, the vessel, but our spirit and our soul is what makes us whole as human beings. So these people are very much influenced by the dark spirits that drive them and drive narcissistic behavior. So we're going to move into the 5 signs that you will see when the narcissist knows that you are onto them and you have checked out of the relationship. So, number 1, you will start to see the narcissist rage. They will start raging, and that is nothing but panic mode because they realize that their time is short and they may already have a new supply lined up, or if not, they may be raging because they don't have a new supply just yet and they fear not having an energy source. Remember, it's all about them being supplied with energy because these are empty people. So they may start raging because they fear that their energy source, hence you, their supply source, and whether you're grade A supply or just regular supply is supply, and these demons need an energy source. I need you guys to remember that. It's very important because it drives a lot of the behavior. So you will start to see them rage. They will want to punish you for choosing yourself, for choosing to not be abused. Imagine that. They're mad at you because you are choosing yourself, you are choosing your peace, you are choosing your sanity, but they're mad at you because you're not going to allow them to abuse you anymore. So they will find different ways to punish you, and they will rage. They will be very argumentative. They will say very mean things, very mean-spirited things, and you have to be careful not to internalize anything that these birds say to you, because they're clowns. They're clowns. They're very immature, and at this point, when they have nothing else to lose, they will hit below the belt. So just try not to internalize what they say, because it means nothing. Everything that they say to you typically is the opposite of reality, right? So if they, let's just say they call you ugly, you know that you're beautiful. It's because you're really beautiful. So they say these things to try to break your spirit and to break down your self-confidence and to make you question everything that you know to be true about yourself. But the devil is a liar. Yes, he is. So the second thing you will see is they will gaslight you. Gaslighting is when the narcissist purposely tries to make you think you're crazy, and they do things and say things to make you question what you know to be reality. So something that they may have done, something that you may have seen, heard, or whatever the case may be, you know it to be factual. But what they will do is try to break your mental clarity down and make you question your reality. So just be very, very steadfast in your yays being your yays and your nays being your nays. Do not allow them to make you question your mental sanity, to make them question your intelligence, your wisdom. Because remember, again, everything that they say to you, it's the opposite. They want you to believe that good is bad and bad is good. Right is wrong and wrong is right. Their brains are scrambled. These are very evil people, guys. So just remember, stand firm in what you know to be true. Stand firm in your convictions. And when they try to gaslight you, not today, Satan. Not today. Number 3, they are masters at deflection. They love to shift the narrative because remember, a large part of narcissistic characteristics are that they do not allow themselves to be accountable for anything. They never, ever, ever are accountable for their behavior, their actions, any wrongdoing. They will never, ever own their wrongdoings. So they deflect. They will always shift the blame and make it your fault, and they will never walk in accountability. So here again, whatever they say, it is typically the opposite of what they say. And when they deflect, when they try to shift the blame, you stand firm, you stand 10 toes down on what you know to be true, and you just do everything that you can do to get away from the narcissist and stand firm on your convictions, because deflection for them is always going to be the name of the game. If they can shift the narrative and make you think that it's your fault when you know 9 times out of 10 that you have done nothing but try to be a support system for this narcissist, try to encourage them to get help, therapy, all the things. So do not allow them to shift the blame and deflect their insecurities and their wrongdoings onto you. Not today, Satan. Number 4, and this one is just so heartbreaking. They will purposely go out and smear your name to their flying monkeys. They will tell lies about you, things that they know to be a bold-faced lie. They will tell lies about you to their flying monkeys, and they will smear your name and try to ruin your reputation because, again, for them, it is more important to appear to be a good person than to actually be a good person. So if they can smear your name and make everyone that you guys may have known mutual friends, some family members, if they can smear your name and make it look like it's your fault and they were the innocent person in the situation, that reaffirms them. These people seek, narcissists that is, they seek validation from their flying monkeys and their friends, and it makes them feel bigger because they're very, very insecure people. They're very empty. They're very insecure. So being affirmed and being validated by their flying monkeys means the world to them. And they cannot deal with people thinking bad things, knowing the truth. See, they have to keep the lie going. So it's really exhausting for them, but they don't mind. They work overtime trying to keep the lie together and trying to paint the narrative that they are the good one, you are the bad one. But what I would say to that, guys, is allow them to run with the lie, because with a lie, it's ever changing, and they have to use different types of underhanded ways to keep the lie going. A lie is a lie, but the truth needs nothing. The truth stands all on its own. So when you know who you are and whose you are, stand firm in that and know that the truth will prevail and God will vindicate you in his due season. Don't ever chase a lie, guys. Let that narcissist smear your name. Let them lie, because what is done in the darkness will eventually come to the light, and the narcissist will crumble. They will have a downfall, and they will meet their karma at some point. You just have to be patient and let the process play out. But while they're smearing your name, you just continue to stay prayerful, heal. If you need therapy, get your therapy. Do everything that you need to do on your journey so that you can become healed and whole, so that you can move on and thrive in life. And this will end up, this terrible, terrible experience that you suffered with the narcissist will be your testimony, because God allowed you to go through this for a reason. And if you can be set free and come out on the other side, then you are able to help someone else that may be going through it, that may not know what to do. So there is purpose in the situation. Just know that there is purpose, and God will use you if you let him. And last but not least, number 5, the 5th thing you will see is the narcissist has an inability to have empathy. Again, they're empty vessels, guys. So they have no compassion. They have no empathy. They do not care. You can be sitting there crying and pouring out your heart to let them know how you feel about something they've done, or just something that you found to be very sad in general, and they'll just stare at you with a very blank stare. They have no emotions. They are very evil, and they have an inability to be able to connect and tap in and care and empathize about anything that doesn't revolve around them. So they just have a very innate inability to connect and have compassion. They do not care about anyone but themselves, but they do pretend to. They pretend. They're great pretenders, guys. They're pretenders, but they are of their father, the devil, and they are deceitful. That's how they thrive, and that's how they go through life, being deceitful and trying to reinvent the wheel and, continuing to push the totem pole to fit their narrative. But like I said, God sees all of it, And what has been done in the darkness will most assuredly come to the light. So with that, guys, that was your 5 things that you will see when the narcissist knows that his or her days are numbered. I hope that helped someone. I hope that encouraged someone. If this did encourage you, please smash that like button, share the video, subscribe to my page, and drop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Have you experienced anything that I'm speaking about today, or do you know someone that may be suffering at the hands of narcissistic abuse? Let's get the conversation started. I'll meet you down in the comments, and until next time, you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time on Stacy Nicole. Bye.